Okay, to solve questions 11, 12, and 13, all we have to do here is rationalize this denominator. Before we do, I think it would be easiest to go ahead and simplify what we can. The only thing we can simplify is we can bring out an x. We're still left with the cube root of 6x, and that's because 3 will go into 4 once, so we can bring out x to the first. We still have a remainder of 1, that's why x to the first is left. Now again, in order to get rid of a cube root, we have to cube this. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply it, the root by itself 3 times. We don't have to write this out individually. We could just make this the cube root of 36x squared. But here you can visualize it a little bit better. So in the denominator, we're simply going to be left with x times 6x, because the cube root of 6x cubed is simply 6x, so that gives us 6x squared. In the numerator, we have 6x times 6x. Now the 18x is on the outside of this radical. That's just 18x. This is going to be the cube root of 36x squared. We can simplify. I'll go ahead and write it here. We can simplify out here. X divided by x squared would be 1 over x. 18 divided by 6 is 3 over 1. So we have 3. The x is still in the denominator because x divided by x squared is 1 over x. And as far as simplifying the numerator, the cube root of 36x squared, 3 will not go into 2, so we can't simplify the cube root of x squared. And the only way we could simplify 36 if there was a perfect cube besides 1 that went into 36 evenly. And 8 does not go in there evenly, and neither does 27. So that is as far as we can go for question 11. Now for 12, again, we're rationalizing the denominator because this is a single term with a square root. In order to get rid of the square root, all we have to do is square it, which is multiply it by itself. So we're going to multiply by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5. We do have to make sure we distribute here. So we get 2 radical 5 minus 3 times 5, because radical 5 times radical 5 is 5. Down here we have 5 times 5 again, because radical 5 times itself is 5. So we have 2 radical 5 minus 15 over 25. Because we can't simplify 2, 15, and 25 by the same thing, it's okay to just leave it like that. Now, on question 3, the only way we can add radicals is if they're identical. Right now, we don't have any identical radicals, but they're not simplified. The square root of 75. 75 can be written as the product of 25 times 3. Square root of 25 is 5. 3 times 5 is 15. On the square root of, left with the 3x. 32 can be written as 16 times 2, the square root of 16 is 4, so negative 4 times 4 is negative 16 on the square root of 2x. Plus 12 can be written as 4 times 3, the square root of 4 is 2, 2 times 4 is 8, we're left with the square root of 3x. And 98 is going to be 49 times 2. Square root of 49 is 7. 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. We're left with the square root of 2x. So we can add 15 radical 3x plus 8 radical 3x, and that gives us 23 radical 3x, and we have negative 16 minus 19, which is a negative 65 radical 2x, and that is as far as we can go, and that's how you answer questions 11, 12, and 13.